I'm going to paint for a little bit. Just had a rough day. It was a little bit later than I wanted. But we'll be back on for next week the right way. Hopefully, you guys will be able to see everything that we're doing. And I'll be working on some Warhammer models. Um, Probably going to paint up some Blood Bowl models tonight. Because that is definitely another side of things. I do have my demon model there that I also have to paint up, so I may jump into a couple of different things, but we will go where we can, and then we're gonna try to devote Tuesday nights to this. We'll be starting earlier though. I had a rough day, which does happen from time to time. So what we're gonna be painting tonight is the one of the referees from the season 2 Blood Bowl box, and I was gonna do a Dominion model box review. We'll probably do that tomorrow, and give you guys a look at the series 3, Age of Sigmar, basically the third version of the game's rules. So we'll be doing that more than likely tomorrow night. And I figured I'd paint up this. We'll do some Age of Sigmar models. So it's still the Age of Sigmar range. It's just we're going to be doing different stuff. And I figured we'd do some Blood Bowl because I haven't really reviewed properly these models yet. And like I said, this is one of the referee models. For folks that don't know, the the new box set comes with 2 of the referee models, which were new models. It's an elf referee and a dwarven referee for the Blood Bowl game. Blood Bowl being one of GW's box games set in the fantasy universe of, really set in the old fantasy universe because it's not the new Age of Sigmar universe that they have. So I was just going for doing these guys up properly. And like I said, this is the elf model. There's also a dwarven model, which is pretty hysterical. It's actually the dwarven model. It's a dwarf holding a giant rule book, which I always thought was very, very cool. And of course, as always, I'm using my Citadel contrast stuff to paint him up. But like I said, tomorrow I owe you guys. I have the new book and the Dominion box. I'll definitely be giving you a first eye look at that as well. That was supposed to, like I said, be today, but I just fell behind the 8 ball with some stuff, so that'll have to wait until tomorrow. This is gonna go on way too dark. Yeah, that's what I thought. All right. And it has to do with the reason it's going on so dark is because my Gilliman, which is what I'm using here, I think I'm running to the end of that bottle, so it's gonna clump up. The contrast when you get to the end or edge of it, it sort of congeals a little bit. I'm gonna have to see in my paints if I have another bottle of this, because you'll see if you just kind of apply it the way that it is, it goes on so dark, and I don't want that. Not for an elf. I don't want an elf to have like that dark a skin. So I may have to redo this. Looks like he's got a ring of some sort on too. Yeah, what I should have used was the apothecary, the like grayish, to give him like grayish skin because he's a dwarf. Because he's a dwarf, because he's an elf. But I'm gonna have to go with this. So I'm just gonna paint all of his skin tone right now to try to see if I can match the color with this very short pass of paint. And this is one of those techniques that I picked up as I started using the contrast more, was understanding like certain colors and how applying them like lighter versus darker was actually to my benefit. So I could create, and what I'm about to do now, which is a technique of going back and pulling So what I'm doing now is I actually pulled out some of the pooling so it doesn't come off as dark as it was going to, for the purposes of painting. But yeah, I'm sorry guys. I could imagine everybody was waiting for me probably at the proper time when I said I was going to do this video, and then I kind of didn't live up to my expectation, which I'm very, very sorry for. How can you guys expect to appreciate our channel and all that if I'm not even making my own promises of what I was going to say? That's why I always got nervous about doing the whole schedule thing, but I'm going to be better next week. We'll have a proper schedule where things will be scheduled at the times that I'm putting up there. And there won't be any guesswork on your part. So I apologize. But for folks that are joining us now, thank you guys for joining us and always being a part of our streams. And I hope you find this paint and this model interesting. I've been wanting to paint. I've been wanting to get back to the Blood Bowl stuff for a while now, but I always seem to have another either another thing in the works or a job or like stuff I got to get done, and I'm kind of tired of it, and I want to get back to some of my own models, and also models that I'm trying to get done so that we can have some other content on this show, and start actually playing some of these box games, because I made a promise to you guys that we, the folks that I play with on Thursday nights, Zach and Sean, who have been awesome and a part of everything we're doing here. I kept saying that we were gonna, start playing. Start playing Blood Bowl. So I do want to get a lot of the models painted, so we have a lot of the teams ready to go, and then we can get maybe some other folks involved in the fun as well. Oh, I'm sorry guys, I'm trying to keep you in the action. I'm having a little bit of trouble just getting what I really should be doing is I should be using my magnifier glasses so I can get into those smaller crevices, but I'm being a little stubborn tonight. And my stubbornness is going to cost me, because I'm going to do some stuff, and then I'm going to wonder why it looks a certain way, and I'm going to have to redo parts of it, and I definitely don't want to do that. it's a good. It's a good example of just how you have to really like look at those details, and give it a paint. But so far, I'm pretty happy with where we're landing the plane with this. And again, my goal with this guy was to do him in a more high elf kind of style. And as always, as you guys are watching at home, if you have any questions, comments, um, I always love to grab some of those now, um, because I love helping folks that are at home with either a painting project that they might have or questions about the game that we're featuring or spotlighting. Always good things come out of those sessions, and I always love, talking and going over those things. And I've helped quite a few people with some painting projects they're having at home. And again, my hope was I wanted to get this guy blocked out, if not very, very done. And what you'll notice on the feather is that I'm painting all the feather pieces, but I'm keeping the middle of the feather open because I'm going to put a different color in there. Once I get the rest of the feather all painted up. And what I've learned about the contrast paints, and especially when you're doing stuff like a feather or like something with a lot of texture, is don't be afraid to load that brush up. Like, load it up with a lot of contrast. It'll get nice and pooly like it's doing. And really that's where the contrast paint shines, because it creates that wonderful depth, just by that first coat. And then you can always go in and do your edge highlighting, and do your other stuff. Now, I don't really have a rhyme or reason to this. I mean, these are referee pieces, so technically it was fabulous that they supplied these in the model kit, but they don't really have like a play value, in the sense that they're not part of a team. They're really like scenery pieces. If you get into creating, and I will be at some point getting back to like actually the project of creating a stadium. So that project will come back into focus. I was re-looking at that plan and how I was going to do that. So I am excited that I'll be able to get back to that. And I have all the raw materials, because I actually bought them kind of at the beginning of COVID, because I was like, ooh, I'll start working on this. And then in quick fashion, I ended up kind of going back into a full-time job situation. And the minute that happened, I didn't really have a lot of time to do these bigger projects. So I will definitely try to get back to that. But I do want to build that stadium, because I thought it was going to be a lot of fun. And I had some ideas of making it like interchangeable with the pitches, so you can have, if you want to change up your pitch in your environment, you can, with the different pitches that GW has made for the different teams. And just like some really cool other features to make it unique and interesting. Because I have, and I hope soon, now that things are starting to kind of approach some frequency of normalcy in my area with the shops that I normally would go into and buy some of my materials from. I'm hoping that now that'll open up the doorway for for me to be able to get back into some of these bigger ideas. Because if we have Blood Bowl events in our league again, I wanted to make like a better stadium for that, so we can have championship games and have just like a cool place to play. which I thought would be interesting. Well, because like I said, it's been one of those times that I'm just trying to get some details. Oh, sorry guys, I will show you what I am doing. I'm trying to get no, one eye I hit on the mark, the other eye I didn't get. So I'm gonna have to do some touch up on that. But I like them with green eyes. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how I want to do this because I didn't really think about the coloring for him as much. I mean, he's technically supposed to be like a referee, so I was, there is some. So you guys can see the minute you get, and I've said this a few times when I've been painting models, but the minute you start getting some of the features on the head, it does change a lot the whole dynamic of the model because then it has like a focus, and it's fun because the focus starts to change of what the model's going to have on it. So yeah, it was just a rough day today. But the good news is I'm with you guys now, and we're doing some cool painting. And I'm always a fan when I can do some cool model painting with you guys. Yeah, so already I'm liking the direction that I'm going with in this model. I'm just going to tidy up this red here just to get a little bit more visible to what I have to do. Because I want to get all of that detail in there, which is great. All right. It's going pretty swimmingly. Like I said, I have to do just a tiny bit of touch up on there, but that's not the end of the world where the eye is. All right, so now we're gonna do skeleton horde on the tether stuff, and then I gotta figure out what I want to do. I think I'm gonna do the robe in orange. I mean, I was thinking of doing it in like traditional referee colors, but was thinking of that. And like I said, if you guys have comments, questions, any of those things, please do not hesitate to drop a line on the chat, so I could hear your thoughts. I could hear what you're thinking, where you're going with it, what you're, I always like to hear it. I said it before. I love hearing what people are working on project wise, what's on their painting table. What are some of the things that you're looking to get done? It's always fun. It's always exciting. I have no music tonight because I figured that we'd do just a small, quick video. Which actually, maybe if I'm lucky, I can get this guy done in one sitting. It's extremely possible. It's not out of the question. Because, like I said, I want to start, giving you guys theme nights where we do longer streams. I can't really do too much of an aggressive stream tonight because, like I said, it just was a tougher day today. I had a lot going on. I feel like I always am saying that to you guys, and I really appreciate all of you who just keep hanging on and following me, and showing up when you do to whatever stream you feel is like your bag. I know I have my gaming crew and folks that like when I do some of the playthroughs. I know I have my very loyal painting crew and folks that like the model stuff and the gaming stuff, tabletop gaming stuff. So I appreciate you guys as well. All of the stuff that we do and all the things that I do on my channel, wouldn't be made possible without you guys. So I do appreciate everything. I appreciate the time and the value you guys have put in me, which is awesome. Whoa. All right. I know. I'm like, oh man. Actually, let's use maybe. Let's use that apothecary white. Oh, sorry guys. I keep doing that lately. I keep hitting the camera. Let me see what that looks like on the robe. I was trying to go for like a high elf, because like you figure if an elf is going to be a referee, that they would be a little bit more like regal or more, just majestic. So I was like, let me go for like a more traditional, like clean fantasy look. This is very. It's funny what I'm doing here is very old. If you're somebody who played Warhammer Fantasy, or you even played like the first generation of Blood Bowl, this is very inspired in that vein. Like I can see how I'm approaching this, and it has a uh, very old Blood Bowl feel to it. I can see it already. We could do gold detail for that. I can just see the way that I'm approaching it. And mind you, I'm not doing it on purpose. So I'm not doing it on any like I didn't mean to sort of go in that vein, but it just kind of makes sense when I think about what I'm trying to go for. Um, yeah, it makes a lot of sense. It looks real good, actually. That looks really, really good. Not just sort of good, like it looks real good. It's definitely the right color for what I wanted to do. But yeah, it's just funny how it has that very, very old school. Very old school look, which I like. I don't know what you guys think. I'd love to hear your comments. Oh, he's got a little sash in there. All right, I'll have to paint that up. Did I just put gray on top? That's all right. It's not actually that big of a deal because that gray color, that apothecary, that's essentially apothecary white that I'm painting with. That color is nice because it's a very forgiving color. Um, so that you can definitely go over that. You can go over with darker colors if you want. That's very cool. Was not sure if I was gonna like the direction I went with it. Well, that's not true. I kind of had a thought process as to what I wanted to do with it, but I'm really liking the direction of going with the gray, and then for uh, the dwarf I'll probably go with more traditional like. Yeah, I have a different color for inside. And going back to what I said, when you're blocking out your colors with the contrast paints, this is a learn or something I learned earlier on with them is that don't be afraid to be a little bit more aggressive with the paints themselves because they are designed for you to lay down a lot of paint, and then layer and go back on top of it. So don't be a stingy painter. Definitely like let that paint go into those areas where you want it to go. this is excellent. I really like, I love the, I do, I like that Apothecary White a lot on that model. Like already, we've only been painting for a couple minutes and he looks pretty damn good. Well, I'm going to do some more variation to him, but damn it. Oh, that looks real awesome. I really, really like that. Oh, I really, really like that. I gotta fix his face because I screwed up and put some stupidity there, but other than that, Sorry, guys. Uh, like I said, I'm in a weird mood tonight. So I apologize if I'm a little quieter than I normally am. I kind of want, I mean, even though I know I put on the video a little bit later than I normally do, um, I wanted to put the video up because I wanted to spend the time doing some stuff that, sometimes when I have these like really kind of weird days and sometimes the best way, I'm messing up this shoe big time. Sometimes the best way to describe days like this. Normally, I'm a much more controlled painter. I don't know why I'm doing this in a stupid way. Just where you want to reflect a little differently or whatever. Painting is actually really helpful for that. Because with the painting, you can very easily just reflect out and think about the way in which things happen, the way in which different decisions and life things can be, you can start to think about how, like, just different people in your life can change. You can think one way and then think another and just have different things go on. And it's good. It's eye opening, and it's good. It's good when it happens because you get to know, the true grit of people and the true grit of others. And you don't always get a full picture of who you're looking at, and that's always a good. It's always good when you find out this sort of score. Always a fan of that. Because in this day and age, it's hard. It's hard to just to know where you stand. Sometimes. Because perception, it's such a big part of what we do. In all our lives, we sometimes try to joke with ourselves and maybe say that perception doesn't matter, or things don't matter, and things like that. But in the long run, it matters, man. And believe me, people are gonna let you know, no matter how much you think. And that's where the mistake is made. We all think that you can be a certain way and that people will treat you a certain way and do all this stuff, but it never really pans out that way. Everybody's got that Janet. Everybody's got that what's the best way to put it? They all have that person that maybe in your example, I always use the example of, like, cutting the cake. It's like you're all having a cake for somebody in an office, and you're all there because it's you have to be. You have to be there to be the cake. You have to be there to sing the notes, make the gesture, right? But deep down, you don't want to be there. You don't want to be there for the cake. So, and it's crazy when you get some of those eye-opening experiences. But they're good because they're sobering. It's always good and sobering to get those experiences because, it just checks you, makes you reflect, makes you think, all that kind of stuff. You know, and then for me, you know, I like going back into my creative stuff because, you know, one, you know, who doesn't like to feel a sense of accomplishment that, you know, they are succeeding, you know, at something that they're good at, which is always a good thing. So who doesn't want to have that power trip, right? Where they can look in the mirror and be like, well, maybe striking out in this category, or may have opportunity here, but at least I can do this real well, you know. That's a good thing. Wow. All right, so the gold is part of the issue. Yeah, this gold is. I think this gold is spent. It's really a shame. All my paints are starting to dry out, and the metallic colors are usually pretty good. There we go. Because you can bounce them back. The metallic acrylics, but this is just a muck. All right, I think I might have mixed it. Yeah, you gotta really mix them well. Or it could also be the color combination. I might have to redo this idea. The idea was to do, you know, it's an elf, so I was trying to make his shoes. Oh, sorry, I was trying to make his shoes a little bit more on the fancy side. And I might have succeeded. I might not. I might have also not succeeded. So, I'm actually gonna keep that line in there. Ooh. All right. If we just bring in some skin tone, I think I might have actually just done something which, if it works, it will look fire, because that's like something I always want to do with all of my um yeah, with all of my characters, which is, I think I just created I always called it, the way that I always described it was the light. It's like you're painting the light inside their eyes. Sorry, I'm gonna get this back on camera for you guys. Eh, Gilliman. Oh, that's actually pretty dope. right, there you go. Yeah, look at that. That's awesome. That is awesome. That's perfect. Oh, so love how this is coming out. Again, it's just amazing. I love when I hit these strides, and we're not doing too bad. That's like 40 minutes. 40 minutes for a mini where I'm like already liking the way the mini's like coming out. Very, very cool. Again, I will apologize to you guys that I took so long to get on tonight. I know I like failed you guys as like a streamer. I didn't even like uphold my schedule at all. I was 2 hours late for my own stream. All right, this is yellow, so that is not acceptable. Ah, damn it. So what I was trying to do, which I think I kind of did, but not really, was to paint in his eyebrows. He's got very, very thin eyebrows, and I also have to go in here. Oh my god. All right, let's just get all of this painted in. Oh my god, what is with me today? I'm like, I'm missing every like piece of this model. It's ridiculous. I am missing every major piece of it. All right, guys, so you can see what I'm painting. It looks great, but I'm having like so many massive problems tonight. Well, actually, I don't know if it looks great. You guys tell me what you think. It's funny. I just was talking about how I do this to calm down because I like love the fact that I can do model painting and I feel like I'm good at it. And then like I barrel into 17 different problems. So it's like, I don't know. Part of me thinks I'm good, and then I get overconfident, and then splooge all over the place. I would love your input, guys. What you think? Yeah, so now what I'm doing is I'm just doing some of the darker areas of the model. I don't think I have to. Oh my god! I even went over here. Let's see if I can cheat this with dark. I'm gonna start doing wrinkles with this, which is part of why I brought it out. You know what it comes down to too? It has to do with I'm so used to I've been painting all this bigger stuff lately that I think I forgot So what you guys are seeing me do now is I'm using a darker gray to do some shading inside of the folds of our wonderful. So you can see there's most of the pooling already happened. So I don't have to go too crazy. But where I thought it would look kind of cool is if I did some of the under. Some of the under areas with that as well as the folds. Because this little trick, and this is a cool trick of contrast, if you layer the contrast paints in a way that allows this to happen, you will get some really awesome texturing. So what do you guys think? Do you like my referee? So this is one of the Blood Bowl referees from the season 2 box set, which I have not. I hadn't fully painted up yet. I got to start painting up more of that box. And this is one of the referees. As you can see, he's throwing a red card on the play. In Blood Bowl, red cards would be like a murder card. So this would be like a character killing another character or sending one of them to the quote-unquote apothecary. Now, this paint always is tricky because I'm just kind of blotting it. I'm just like darkening both parts of this so that it looks like it's supposed to be like this. That's a little cover up like trick. Oh, actually, that should be the skeleton horde. Alright, so it looks like people are not impressed with this model. So it looks like I will be redoing, or I will be doing another Age of Sigmar or Warhammer one for you guys tomorrow, where I will actually do the Dominus box. So I'll have the new box, and we'll build some of the new orcs and some of the new orcs and some of the new Stormcast Eternals, so we could do a little model review on them. Since I think more of the folks that watch me would find that model more interesting. And I guess, I mean, like, I'd be curious to know what you guys think of this one. I mean, no one's like outwardly giving me any feedback, so intriguing. But I guess not totally unexpected either, because this model is an older model. Because I get so many different models, and we kind of do, I'm very good about doing an initial like first impression of something, but then it takes me so long to get to it on the paint table that I don't always get things done in a timely manner. And I think you guys might be saying loud and clear that you would like to see me get to these models a little quicker, which I don't see any reason that you're not right on that. I do agree with that statement. Yeah, even though that's not, I mean, it looks like it should be a satchel. I want him to have like some unique items and things, just to also bring a little bit more color into the model. Let's see what this looks like. Let's see. Well, and also I think, if I'm not mistaken, well, and I hope this isn't true. I know when they first came out, there was like a whole constituent of like hobbyists that were like, oh, contrast paints, and like, really, really kind of battled it out on them, and were like, they're not good paints, and had this whole like counterculture to those paints. I like them. I think they're cool. I've learned to use them in ways that are, I think, a lot better than the average paint. And I like the coloring and the way that I get things to look. It just took me time to get used to the medium of the paint, and just how I needed to do things, and also some of its layering too. I figured out how to layer the contrast colors so that they would look a little bit better too. As you're gonna see, like even just the technique that you see me doing, where I'm going back over the contrast. Oh, sorry, I go back over the contrast model with the color. That is a technique that is very, very important, because that second coat or third coat is very, very important, because what that will do is it will create proper pooling, and as you're going to see, you'll see darker bands start to form and color come in with that. And then, as you saw what I did with the gray, you can layer your coloring so that you actually have a nice balance of color in there, which is so, so cool. And you could just have a really nice painting experience. And like, you saw, I was able to, with contrast, very quickly just do like it. I mean, I'm almost done. There is some, like, obviously some little touches that I might still do to this, because I'll go back in and I'll add some things. But for a 45-minute paint session, I'm sorry guys, I know that I'm hitting the camera a lot with my brush. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, it's such a tiny, tiny little detail. Oh, that looks fire. Yeah, I really like how he came out. I mean, everything I was planning to do with him, I kind of got done, so that's good. Yeah, I want to just have very little on here. Yeah, I wanted so little on there because it's such a small detail to connect. Yeah, I have to just touch up. Yeah, so that looks really cool. I like the blue on there. Yeah, it looks cool. I like that. All right, I gotta come back in there with the gold a little bit. Not unhappy with that at all. For an hour paint session on a model, to have only a few touch-ups left and a few other odds and ends, that's pretty damn good, I have to say. All right, so the gold is failing me because I keep touching the gold and getting more gold on my hand. So that gold bottle is messed up. Okay. I'm just going to re-hit that. All right, so we redid the gold there. Great touch. I have to do some touch-ups on the skin tone, which I think this is pretty damn good. Wow. I know, that's an unfortunate. I tried to fix that in the model, and I can't. No, it looks good. That model looks pretty damn good. It looks pretty fierce, too. I like that. I like the way that this model looks. Yeah, I'm impressed with what I got done on this. All right, I'm hoping that I have some more Gilliman in there, because if not, I'm gonna have to make a pit stop tomorrow to my local game shop. And I screwed up. I keep doing that on these videos. I want to give a shout out to my sponsor for this video, which is Undiscovered Realms. You guys can check out a link to them on my page. And they are good guys. They have all the hobby gaming stuff you need. They have Age of Sigmar stuff. They have 40K stuff. They have Marvel Crisis Protocol. They have Star Wars Legion. Here we go. I hate this Gilliman. Yeah, I'm just going to wipe it out, because I wanted this character not to have legs like this. Because I can't. Oh my god, I can't see what I'm painting. Yeah, I want the Gilliman to be so. I want it to be so light, but my Gilliman is so splotchy right now. Ugh. So yes, Undiscovered Realms. They have all the stuff you need. They do TCG card games, so they have Magic the Gathering. They have all. Oh God, I keep putting more stuff on this leg. I'm literally not getting the part of the leg I'm trying to paint, because this is so annoying, because I can't see it. I can see it from one angle, and then I can't see the leg. And if you try to do what I'm doing, which is be very gentle with, adding a lot of water to make it light, it doesn't, it'll stain it kind of, but it won't, because then you get a splotchy leg. And then there is a way to fix that. I have to mix in white, and basically I have to paint the leg, because I don't know, they made Gilliman for flesh tones, but the Gilliman, like, It's supposed to be for flesh tones, but it's such a dark. Sorry, guys. I know my video skills, but yeah, Undiscovered Realms, they have all the stuff you need, whether it's Magic the Gathering, whether it's Pokemon, whether it's all of those things. So please check them out. They are the sponsors of this video. It's where I get all my model stuff from. They are good guys, awesome guys, and I truly, in the pandemic, do not know what I would have done without them, both from a standpoint of just getting, you know, the paints and the other stuff I needed, and you know, just getting me now after the pandemic, like all the models that I need, because these models, I will tell you, the GW stuff is so hard to find out what's coming out, when it's coming out, how it's coming out. It is not an easy task, and I even thank the Lord for them, because I half the time don't even know how to navigate this stuff. Because GW lately has been a very interesting company when it comes to release dates. I've had a couple of times where I'm like, oh, this product, you know, okay, this product's gonna come out on such and such a day, and you know, lo and behold, the day comes and goes, and I don't have my GW product, or the day comes and goes, and I just don't know when or where, with rhyme or reason, like I'm gonna see what I'm waiting for. So I very much appreciate them for, you know, taking the time to navigate that with me and making sure I stay up on the new releases and what's coming out. So they hook me up all the time. Great guys. Please check out their shop and please support them. You can check a link below for that. All right, nice. Yeah. Even better. All right, now we're talking. Now we're cooking with gas. That's awesome. Yeah, so now I'm much happier with this. All right, so I think we're gonna leave it there. I mean, we basically got him painted up. Like, this is pretty close to a finished product. I mean, there's definitely some little touch-ups here and there that I want to do, and I might want to put in a couple of more blemishes here and there. But for the most part, I would say this is on its way to being done. So you can see I'm just applying some darker colors in there, and you can see how much different that looks with the color, because it makes it pop like insane. So this is, you know, such a good technique to use. It's also a good technique to use if you want to hide blemishes. So I use this a lot when I'm doing my models. So you can use it as a way to hide like little mess ups or whatever. But you can see just how dynamic and how different you can see just how awesome. So now, so much more cool. I'm extremely happy with the way he came out. He is super super dope. Yeah, so we literally painted one model, but that's pretty good. Like I said, for an hour sitting, I mean, we basically finished him minus the terrain. I might do some more work in the face department, but I'm pretty stoked and happy about it. There, I can see a couple of little touch-up areas that I might have to go back in, and I may want to bring out some more detail on some of the flesh tones, because I could do a little highlights on those knees and like other stuff. So it's like the little stuff that you can always get done, and have a good time with. And then I like using this warp green for the grass, so we can make it look like the pitch on the base. And I'm just gonna do that a little bit because I want to get some of that distracting gold off of the base, or at least hide it through the grass, just to see what the color choices look like with with that all covered up. So I'm just gonna get that out of there to be a little less distracting. And I may put, normally when I do the base stuff, I'll put some sod and stuff on here, so I might put some textured stuff in the bases. I don't know if I'll do that necessarily, but I usually do. Just want to pop that up. Yeah, let's just want to get him standing on ground and covering up some of my mistakes here, and see how that gold plays off of just having something on the base. Yeah, so that I think looks real. I think that looks real awesome. Yeah, so he definitely looks good standing there. Might have to go over that gold a little bit. Might change it to silver. That was a thought, because silver would work too. Silver's not bad. Let me just do the whole base in green now. Now that I did part of it. But anyway, you guys get an idea of what we're gonna do for the base. But I think that looks awesome. Definitely looks good. Yeah, I think looks pretty pro done. Like I said, just a few little highlights here and there. Like I can see already for the purple on this. Like I want to go in and highlight that more, just to give it a little bit more oomph. But definitely a good looking figure. I love the way that the drapery worked. I think that the gray was the right choice, the apothecary white. Just I like where I went with the color scheme on this one. That inside shadow. Very nice. Okay. Oh, there's like a whole part of that I didn't paint. Let's paint that real quick. But definitely hit, I think, the mark with I think definitely hit the mark with the with the elven kind of high elf thought that I had for the color scheme. There we go. So I do like that, and I'm doing now. So if you go, and this is part of the contrast charm too. Oops, sorry. Is that you can go back into these and like darken areas if you want. So you can bring in a little bit more subtlety, or bring in a little bit more you can darken up something if you think that it's going to look good for the model. But I'm thoroughly happy with the way that turned out. And he looks like a snooty elf. Little things that I notice, I might want to do a little bit more, like contrast on the ear there. But I'm happy with that. Hour long, and we got that guy done. That's more than I thought I was going to get done tonight. That's pretty good for a nice focused video. So like I said, I will have the Dominus box tomorrow. So we'll have the newer models. We'll do a little bit of review of those. And then I'll probably pull out some more Blood Bowl models so we can just keep doing some Blood Bowl stuff. Although Bellacore, I got to get him done. So maybe we'll work on Bellacore tomorrow. But thank you guys for watching as always. Please don't hesitate to check in on the channel and see. Again, I thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed this painting video of our referee elf from the Season 2 Blood Bowl box. I'll be painting teams, all kinds of stuff. So I will definitely be moving quickly to get this stuff done so we can get other content for you all. So again, thank you all for watching. And please check out my website, Patreon, and other social media. And I will be on at a more conducive time to get you guys all settled. I'm sorry I've been so sporadic with the videos. It will totally be better, and I will follow that schedule that I set forth for myself. So I will make that promise to you guys. I'm sorry again, tonight was a little bit was extremely late. All right, thank you all for watching. I'll see you at the next video. Take care, everybody.